Welcome to the orientation video for Austin Public's producer program. The producer program is the ability for anyone in the 5-county area of Austin to come in and to train on the resources. You can create your own content, and then we distribute that content on our channels. Austin Public is located on 1143 Northwestern Avenue. The building is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 10, and Friday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We are closed Saturdays. What does it mean to be a producer? This means that you are a member of Austin Public's producer program. You are at least 15 years of age or older. You reside within the Austin metropolitan area. You become certified to use the video production resources here at Austin Public. You share at least a portion of the content created with Austin Public's resources onto the public access channels and streaming services. When you join the producer program, here is what you can look forward to. You will always be around like-minded individuals with similar interests and goals. There will occasionally be networking events where you can meet our large network of fellow producers. We always recommend bringing business cards if you have them available. You will get access to production equipment and training such as cameras, microphones, lighting equipment, audio equipment, computers, and much more. You will get access to 2 TV studios, a video podcast style studio, our audio production suite, and the conference room. We also distribute your content through our cable channels and through our streaming services. We also offer live programming. You can go live on our channels from any studio on site or anywhere using a remote feed. In order to join the producer program, you must live within Austin's 5-county metropolitan area. These counties are Travis County, Williamson County, Bastrop County, Hayes County, and Caldwell County. Now I will walk you through some of our spaces here at Austin Public. Here we have the conference room. The room sits about 10 people comfortably. Some classes and training will take place in the conference room. This is also a space you would be able to reserve once you are part of the producer program. Next, we have the equipment room. This is where you will pick up and drop off equipment reservations, and you can also come in and ask one of our equipment specialists for tech support. Next, we have our lobby. This is the first open area space you will see when you walk in the facility. Immediately to your right, you will see AFS staff business cards along with other helpful and informative pamphlets and flyers. We have couches and chairs and a table where you can sit and work. To your left, you will find a list of our resource certification classes as well as a directory for our day-to-day studio usage. We also have a TV that has our 3 cable channels up and running. Next is our edit lab. We have 6 editing stations. They are a mixture of Mac Minis and Mac Studio computers. On our computers, we have various editing softwares. We have Final Cut, Adobe Creative Suites, DaVinci Resolve, Blender, and Pro Tools. We have various editing classes that happen in this room as well. When you become a producer, you may go to your producer portal and reserve an edit bay to come in and use it. This is our largest studio. This is Studio 1. It is 1,200 square feet. The studio is equipped with DMX lighting systems, studio cameras, and camera control units, props, exits, and a loading dock. This space is great for music shows, talk shows, and variety shows. We also do screenings and networking events in this space as well. This is Studio 2. It is 340 square feet. This studio is equipped with an LED lighting board and 3 robotic cameras you can control from the control room along with other various props. The space can be used for various shows such as stand-up comedy, interviews, service announcements, and much more. On the left is Studio 3, our video podcast space. It is equipped with 3 cameras and a control station. It is a great space to host your own podcast or talk show. On the right, you'll see our audio production suite. This is an audio-only booth that fits 1 to 2 people comfortably. It is equipped with a desk that has a computer and Pro Tool Ultimate software. Through the producer program, you'll be able to learn how to use these spaces for your own productions. The spaces are limited to a 4 or 5 hour block reservation. If you decide that this program is for you, there's only 3 steps to get started. The first one is to watch the orientation video, which you are currently doing. The next step would be to fill out our intake form. On the form, it will ask you for some demographic information as well as a skill assessment, and it will ask you to upload a driver's license as well as proof of residency. The next and final step would be to complete a media policy class. This takes place in person at Austin Public. The class will go over various topics, including policies surrounding the content that you are submitting to Austin Public to distribute to the Austin area community and beyond via our public access channels and streaming services. Specifically, this class will go over what you can and cannot do when it comes to cable television. Once you have completed these 3 steps, you will be considered an active producer within the producer program. You will receive your producer portal login. The producer portal is where you will create projects to submit reservations and shows, and use our Crew Connect, among other features. Once you complete a resource certification class, you will then see that the certification is reflected on your portal. Reserving the equipment and studios requires a subscription. The subscription fee can either be $12 a month or $120 for the year. Please note both these subscriptions will auto-renew. Or you can apply for our scholarship, which covers the certification classes and access for a year. This is application-based, and you must qualify financially. Once you are a paying subscriber to our producer program or on our scholarship, you will immediately have access to the conference room, take-home computers, the edit lab, and the audio production suite without needing any additional training. Access to all other gear and studio space first requires a certification class for that resource. To go over everything we just covered, you will complete steps 1 through 3, which are watch the orientation video, submit your intake form, and take a media policy class. Once those steps are done, you will be able to take all the resource certification classes that align with your goals and needs. You will then choose to pay $12 a month, $120 for the year, or apply for a scholarship. Once you are subscribed to the producer program, you will then be able to log onto your producer portal. You can now make reservations for equipment and studio space. There are no additional rental fees for our equipment.
Here at Austin Public, we offer a variety of classes that members of our producer program and other members of the community are invited to take in order to gain access to production equipment or to increase their knowledge and their professional development. We have 2 types of classes. We have resource certification classes and continuing education classes. Resource certification classes grant you access to resources. So if you wanted to access cameras or microphones, you need to take those classes that grant you access to that specific equipment. Continuing education classes, while they don't grant you access to something to rent, they grant you the opportunity to learn and improve your skills. So some examples of those kind of classes would be an editing class or a cinematography class, things like that. So in order to sign up for these classes, you'll need to go on over to austinfilm.org, the Austin Film Society website. And on this page, we have a screenshot of what you would see if you were going onto our website to register for a class. So you'll see we have the screenings and events tab. If you drop down, you'll see our classes. So you'll see in each one of these boxes is one of our classes. We have the Austin Public Studio Crew Certification, Orientation for the Producer Program, Blackmagic Design Multicam, Studio Classes, Intermediate Editing. And in each one of these boxes, you'll see some important information, namely the name of the class. You have the date and time, and you'll have a little distinction there underlined, and it'll either say Resource Certification or it'll say Continuing Education. So it's important to take a look at this. That way you know the kind of class you're signing up for. That way there's no surprises, and that way you don't waste any time. Right now we're on the page for the Intermediate Camera Class Sony FX3. This is a resource certification class, and all of our classes are going to look like this when you open up to register. On the left-hand side, you'll see the Register Now button, the date and time, the price, the location, and at the bottom left, you'll see required knowledge. So this is an area where we highlight any knowledge that you should bring into the class prior to attending. For this class specifically, we require a basic understanding of camera functions like shutter speed, frame rate, ISO, white balance, that sort of stuff. It's not the intro class. If you're interested in an intro to Sony class, we have that. And we walk you through how to use cameras from day one. If you have a little bit of experience or you've never picked up a camera before, our intro class will walk you through it. So some of our intermediate camera classes expect that you've already learned the basics, and this is more of a building on top of that knowledge base. So on the right-hand side here, you'll see circled in red that this is a resource certification class. So this class grants you access to a Sony FX3. And if you read below it, you'll have all of the information about the class, and you'll also be given a list of resources that come with this certification. After you take this class and learn everything you need to learn, these are things that are going to be available to you in your producer portal to reserve. Here we have a list of classes offered at Austin Public and the types of resources that they grant you access to. So we have things like the Intro to Sony FX line, Functions and Fundamentals. That will get you access to the majority of our cameras, or at least our Sony cameras, tripods, lenses, monitors. And if we go down the list here, we'll see that different classes get you access to different things. So, Intro to Field Audio is going to get you access to shotgun mics, field recorders, mixers, things like that. Intro to Rigs and Stabilizers will get you access to our Dana Dolly kit and our shoulder rigs. And then, of course, at the very bottom, we have studio classes that grants you access to the specific space that you trained in. So, Studio One gets you access to Studio One and so on and so forth. These resource certification classes are required to gain access to that specific resource. So, unfortunately, we don't offer test outs for anyone that, already has some prior knowledge or they went to school for this kind of thing. As part of our contract with the City of Austin, we have to be able to show the city that we are training all the members of the community that are coming through here so that they know how to use these resources safely and efficiently. In addition to resource certification classes, we have continuing education classes that range the entire spectrum of production. So we have pre-production classes, production, and post-production. Our pre-production classes include pre-production planning, intro to storytelling, screenwriting 101. Production classes include classes like field lighting techniques, cinematography techniques, pro indie set etiquette, directing 101. Post-production, as you might expect, goes over editing software, post-production workflow. We have classes on DaVinci, Blender. These classes are optional and are part of professional development. These do not grant access to resources or to the spaces like an editing lab. All of that comes with your media policy subscription. This is just to learn and improve your skills. So let's talk about the types of equipment that we have here at Austin Public. On this page, you'll see a diagram of the different types of cameras we have to offer. Our Intro to Sony FX line class, taught twice a month, grants you access to the Sony FX3, FX6, and FX9. Our intermediate camera classes are rotated each month, usually 2 to 3 times per month, and they grant you access to the specific camera that's being taught in that class. So, like previously mentioned, the intermediate FX3 class will grant you access to the FX3. If you are taking a Blackmagic Pocket camera class, that grants you access to that camera. And then finally, we have our multicam class. This class will grant you access to a portable 3-camera kit that you can use to take out in the field, and effectively it's, think of it like a portable TV studio. You have 3 cameras, you have a video switcher, audio board, you can stream from it. It's a very powerful kit. On this page, we have a list of cameras that we no longer train, but you have access to when you get a camera certification. So if you take the Intro to Sony cameras or an intermediate camera class, all of these come with it. We are in a fortunate position where we have so many cameras that we can't fit them all into one class. So a lot of these cameras were our go-to cameras a couple of years ago. They're still perfectly well, but as we get newer and newer cameras, it's just harder to fit them all in. But all of these cameras are accessible, even though we don't teach a class for the A7S II with hands-on work.
The content broadcast on Austin Public's platforms is generated by our community of producers. Every producer submits all or a portion of the content they create with the resources from the producer program. Our platforms span from local cable channels 10, 11, and 16 on Spectrum, Astound, and ATT Uverse to apps on the Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV platforms. We also have Android and iOS apps, and we simulcast and have a VOD service on the AFS website. Producers can submit independent shows of any length about any subject. They can also have a series. The series guarantees that their content will be shown on the same day of the week, at the same time, on the same channel for 4 months. Austin Public is a content-neutral distributor. Producers can share their creative vision in whatever form they choose. Everything from feature films, talk shows, music videos, and live and recorded performances can be found on our platforms, all created by our producer community.
Here's a quick tutorial on how to navigate our webpage for more information on Austin Public and how to sign up for our producer program. Please go to austinfilm.org. At the top right, you will see where it says Austin Public. Go ahead and click that, scroll down, and now you'll see the red wording. If you click on Become a Producer, this is where you will go through the steps that we covered earlier. Under About Austin Public, you will find more information on Austin Public, including our location, address, emails, hours of operation, and our channels, as well as a link to our classes and events page. If you click on Austin Public's resources, you will find more information on content distribution, as well as links for our resources and every piece of equipment with a small description that we have here at Austin Public. If you click on Watch Austin Public, you will be able to watch our channels 10, 11, and 16. You can navigate between the three and watch them live. If you scroll further down, you'll be able to see a daily schedule of each channel. If you have any questions regarding the producer program, please feel free to call 512-322-0145, extension 3235. If you're looking for equipment-related questions, feel free to use the same number, but with the extension 3241. For all general inquiries, you may email us at austinpublic@austinfilm.org. Thanks for watching our video, and we look forward to meeting you in person.